Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Kevin here from Watch This with Joe and Kevin. Getting into season 2 of The Sopranos. Kind of pondering since the last episode of the season where we go from there. And it all kind of depends on what the time jump is like from season 1 to season 2. With Junior in jail, now that Tony knows, about the tip on his life and who it came from, and Livia having a stroke, but also being pretty visibly showing that she's cognizant and aware of the fact that she's caught for being awful. Um, I don't know where that's going to leave us now because this is my first end of season into the next season. Some shows like 30 Rock, will take their 3 month hiatus between production and take that 3 months off, so we kind of stay in real time a little bit. Other shows like Mad Men or For All Mankind will take months or even years in between seasons, and then some shows like Breaking Bad, just like we pick right up where we left off at the end of the last season. And so I guess that's going to kind of inform where we are, right? Is it been months or longer? Is Junior still sitting in jail? Is he close to out? I don't know if Junior's going to be convicted, and that's kind of the end of his story. But I wouldn't think so. It doesn't seem like the right ending for such a big adversary for Tony. And also with his mom, are we is there a world in which they reconcile in any way? I don't know how long either she or Junior are on the show, so Livia and Junior could find themselves back into Tony's good graces. I don't know how. Is Dr. Melfi going to be back in, not only on the show, but doing therapy with Tony after how horribly things went? He physically attacked her, threatened her, and then she had to skip town because she was actually in danger. I'm guessing, and I'm really happy that we're not done with the therapy with Dr. Melfi. I don't want that to be a story that ends simply by the name of the episode. Here, guy walks into a psychiatrist's office, so I'm assuming that we get back to it. So she is a much more forgiving person than me. But I'm pretty excited to see kind of where we go from here with all the storylines. We lost some pretty big characters in the last episode. Most notably, Mikey obviously was a big one. He kind of had it coming, But I do want to go ahead and jump in here and thank all of our Patreon subscribers. Give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Krista Goverston, NJ, Surya Gundavarapu, and Weird Magic. Thanks so much, guys. I'm really happy you're here with us. If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or currently watching, check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every single show, including Sopranos, we are at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you get done watching the YouTube edits, would like to keep going, you can do it there. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You're only going to see and hear me for copyright purposes. I am watching on Max. We're also watching 30 Rock currently as a Patreon exclusive. Excited about this. Been looking forward to where we go after season 1 here. Looks like we're doing exactly the same intro, which you can't take for granted, right? A lot of shows change it up season to season to season. Mad Men is one of my favorite ones because it doesn't, right? Mad Men just has from start to finish the same intro, which I like. It's foreboding. I haven't looked up Emmy nominations on this show. I'm pretty sure it was obviously the same time this and The West Wing. They went up against each other a lot, and I think The West Wing ended up winning a lot of those. It helped that the actors were working with Aaron Sorkin dialogue. But, I mean, obviously Gandolfini is amazing on this. Edie Falco and so many of the others. Steven Van Zandt has been fantastic on this show, which I've never seen him act before. Good for him. I feel like Mad Men missed out on a bunch of Emmys because it was going up against another AMC show, Breaking Bad, which won a lot. John Hamm only won one, so they're having a big competitor at the same time. It kind of sucks for some of these shows.
The exam is in 2 parts. Each part is 3 hours long. There will be a 1-hour break.
Is one of our characters training to be a stockbroker?
McClure, Peter.
Here.
Moltisanti, Christopher.
Here.
Oh my God, that was a good reveal. Chris has hired somebody to stand in and take the stockbroker's exam so that he gets licensed, which means he doesn't know anything. Christopher, a scheme. Every time, a scheme. We started season 1 with him scheming. I do like Cinnamon Church. I kind of like this, like a montage, just kind of checking in with everybody. So with Junior in jail now, Tony has no choice but to kind of be the guy that takes over. So we kind of end season 1 with Tony taking over. She's seeing patients in a cheap motel. That's what it looked like. It's really nice to, like, this is cool how we're just kind of checking in with all the characters after the break. Well, Anthony grew up a lot, it looks like. It's interesting to see, like, a lot of these characters haven't really changed much as far as who they are. Tony teaching Meadow to drive. I like this. Just saw that scene in The Americans, the father teaching the daughter like they're a normal couple when dad is not normal. That's really good camera work there. The handheld around him.
Tony! Tone!
Jesus Christ.
Is this real or is he dreaming?
Come into the house.
I got your word. If I walk in there, I'm walking back out.
I don't see you for all this time.
Oh my god.
And this is the way you come back to me?
Do I got your word?
I assumed he was dead, honestly. I did not expect this. I'm trying to figure out who killed him.
That's when I knew I was in trouble, Anthony. When out of the blue, you come, and for no reason, you start telling me you're my friend.
Oh, is that right?
I think this is all fair. You might have killed me.
Remind me, please, never to have a serious illness, because we're you and Silvio and Paulie and all you pricks.
This camera work is so good.
I'm going to trust you, Paulie. Take the word of a degenerate cop over me.
Tony, who are you talking to down there?
I love that rolling singer.
I came to you, Tony. I'm in your hands.
Bring up 2 cases of bottled water with you then.
A lot of bottled water.
Hey, my back, hey. I still got to get these freaking shots.
Checking him for a wire. He was checking him for a wire, wasn't he?
Don't forget the pastries.
New character. I'm glad. We lost some last season.
There you go, kid. There you go.
Yeah. That was quite a setup right at the airport with Polly's bag. I was like, I couldn't figure out why. He just acted like he got picked up. Makes sense. It was a hit.
It's done.
So, do not gossip when you're in this group.
Oh, my new carpet's not in yet. I'm sorry. I know this is awkward.
My old therapist used to work out of his home.
She's in hiding. Has Tony not told her yet that she can go home? He might not be able to find her.
It's all over.
Oh,
Safe to go home now.
How did you get this phone number? Where are you calling me from?
Okay, if she's going to trust him again, we're a long ways off from that.
I gotta take a meeting down in Mantalope. Keep things in control.
Word up. Later, Chief.
Seen that guy in other stuff, I can't think of it.
Behind, your stock's a dog.
Okay. Oh my god.
Anybody else got a problem with Wabistics?
Good god. These guys are as unhinged as Christopher. Must be friends.
1,000 thank yous for Webistics. I sold her some of my Disney to buy it.
My pleasure.
And it's a crap stock.
Excuse me. Yeah.
You're not going to believe this. Your sister's here.
Oh good, we finally get to meet her. Janice, yep.
I wonder what the scam is this time. Whatever it is, I'm gonna be $5,000 lighter before she rain dances back to the commune.
Well, that's right. She was a commune girl.
We'll get Barbara and Tom and the kids down from Brewster. We'll make a family reunion out of it. But obviously...
Your mother isn't welcome.
Are they going to fight about that? I doubt it because the two sisters, he said, don't even bother with her.
Baciamo limani.
Salute.
Which it was nice of them to run his businesses while he was gone.
I've been gone a long time. Let me hear it.
Just when they thought I was out?
All right. It's Godfather 3.
Is it true? My God.
So he's gone from 3 to 1 to back to 2.
Hey, I stayed up waiting for you. When'd you get in?
Blake, morning.
Miso soup with seaweed.
Aunt Parvati's been telling us all about Seattle.
I see those grunge pants on you. You'll be on the ground looking up.
2 beautiful kids. You must be proud.
Yeah. Yeah, how about that, huh? Even with our genes.
Yeah. Is she there to see their mom?
Yeah, things are very good nowadays.
So how are things really with Ma?
Oh. Is he going to tell her?
Let me tell you something about this stroke of hers, and I got this from a doctor. It's called the conversion reaction.
Did the doctor really say that?
Well, who did what to who? It's not my business. All
I know is Mom is bewildered by all of this. I mentioned you, her eyes fill up with tears.
I don't buy that. No.
She's the devil.
She was. Now she's just a confused, frightened old woman.
No.
Then I'll take her home to Seattle. Maybe stay at her house here temporarily.
Oh, I doubt that.
They sold the house.
You want to play Florence Nightingale? That's your choice. Only this is the last time we mention her in this house.
I don't think I trust her. This is not a thing that's just going to go away.
You gotta exercise impulse control.
He thinks Christopher actually learned this stuff.
Okay? Oh, sorry. Okay. All right.
He doesn't know that Christopher has no idea what he's doing.
And I need you to pick up sausage.
Yeah, how many pounds? Hot or sweet?
Don't you act like it's a chore. This party was your idea.
It's true.
What, now that the dragon lady's gone, they'll Dwayne to set foot in our house?
She said some horrible things to them over the years.
Cynical things, everybody.
Hey, I'm not defending her. She's dead to me.
I'm telling you, you mope your way through this, I will cut your throat.
Guys, any more Porsches disappear, make it 2 towns over. And I want a taste.
You're the man.
That was not the conversation they needed to have.
He blames me for everything.
I know, me too. Why can't this family just get along?
Some people don't wanna.
Oh my god.
You do what he says. He's your father.
Oh my god, she actually said something nice.
This was your grandmother's, wasn't it?
It's so you won't forget me.
I'm sorry, she doesn't have the benefit of the doubt from me. She's been the lying, manipulative, terrible person.
Since then, things have been good.
Yeah.
Clean break.
What kind of falling out?
One of those unfortunate situations.
That's all from him.
I know who you are, and I saw analyze this. I don't need the ramifications that could arise from treating someone.
This is what everyone told Melfi to do.
I'm not taking new patients right now.
Yeah, he had a really good situation with Melfi.
The pears, you want the dough?
I'm not even gonna answer this time.
I only called you because you're far away and I thought you would want to know if your mother was ill. 180 grand he's asking for that place.
He was in town to get the house.
He'll get your cut.
Yeah.
Ma's not dead yet, and there's no will.
She's there for the money. She sucks.
You don't know this wretched little book yacht.
All right, all right. This is getting you no place. Go outside. Join the party.
So when do we get to roll with Tony? What? What are you tripping? We'll work our way up, get introduced.
Oh, so these are guys that are brokers who are trying to become gangsters.
Nah, he's too big for that. He doesn't get his nails dirty. We'll do anything. Wet work, pick up his shirts.
Oh my god, these guys are like TV criminals.
Don't yell. Don't scream.
This feels so threatening.
All cutlery stays right where it is.
Let the poor woman eat.
I drove off the road a couple days back.
You look fine.
Yeah, big.
He's in a cave.
You always told me if I was driving, something happened.
That was a different time for us.
She has earned her right to hate him, for sure.
Get out of my life.
Please respect her wishes. I don't think it'll be permanent because she's back this season, but respect her wishes. The camera work on this show is so good. That push in here.
You all right?
Is he going to tell her that he can't find a psychiatrist? That really could ease up some tension here.
Looks good.
You want cheese? Something to drink?
I don't understand people that can eat food without having something to drink, like a meal. I need something to wash things down. Man. That was a really good premiere. Really good premiere. I'm glad we got to meet Janice. I was really excited about that during the flashbacks. I really wanted to meet her. And I think Tony has her completely pegged. She is broke. Not that there's anything wrong with that, obviously, but she has an agenda to get unbroke. And, I'm sorry I haven't done anything to help Ma, but I'm here to do it now. By the way, fix your car and let me have the house. Which is ostensibly asking Tony to really do it for Mom. Like, hey, Mom, move back home and be with me. But obviously Janice says, I'm going to take her back to Seattle. She's lying. I don't know what she's largely up to. She's going out with friends, and I do think when she said, he was right when she dropped the hint about those friends financing her studio time or something like that, or whatever it was. I didn't quite catch it. That Tony said that was just her dropping the hint she needs money for it, and she's gonna be asking us down the road. Um, so yeah, she's there to get stuff for herself. Her other sister, I can't remember her name. Elizabeth, was it? Um, she seemed fine. Like, she's obviously has her own family, and she does not want to mess with any of it. Right? Let Tony do what Tony does. You'll you'll get your cut. He's taking care of it. Don't mix it in a way you shouldn't mix in. Don't scheme. And she's clearly scheming. So I don't know what Janice is going to be moving forward, but I think that she's just another version, another prong that kind of digs at Tony, right? Kind of a parasite, a little bit, kind of like Junior was, kind of like his mother was, just another problem in terms of his mental and spiritual well being. Right, here's one more unpleasant thing you have to contend with at all times. Enjoy that because your life hasn't been stressful and awful enough. Now I'm here to complicate it. And really, Janice is what set him off when he was punching walls. And I don't know where we're going with Big P now that he's back. I did not expect to see him, obviously. But when he was just standing there talking, Tony, I feel like, had a real sense of paranoia about what he's doing there. It may be right, Tony, but probably a guy doesn't get into the position that Tony's in, being the boss of a crime family like this after so many years, without having developed some instincts for danger. He's like I said, he's definitely got Janice pegged. He's got his mom pegged, and that wasn't easy to do. Um, I think since she's back this season, Dr. Melfi is going to eventually, for some reason, I don't know what kind of grinding on her it's going to take, but I think she's going to take Tony back as a patient, which I'm really glad. That aspect of Tony seeing her for therapy, her being such a good and direct therapist with him, was really a great dynamic in season one that I don't want to see go away in season two. Right? I don't want it just to be the mob stuff without having this journey that Tony's on, to understand himself, his family, his position in the world. Um, Better and to just be a healthier person, despite the fact that he's obviously a low life criminal. But I guess we'll see more moving forward. I don't know. There's going to be some catalyst that gets Dr. Melfi to decide that she needs to or can work with Tony again. I also think the two guys that Christopher's hanging out with that work at his brokerage firm, the ones the ones who clearly don't really want to be brokers, but want to be in the other aspect of the business, the working for Tony aspect. I think they're going to be a large problem moving forward. Right, Brendan. Was a problem too, but Brendan was at least on Christopher's level of understanding the world. These guys seem more clueless, when they started throwing out like we'll do wet work, whatever. I swear it's almost like they're just two idiots who are trying to live the mob life based on what they see in the movies. Which we had references to analyze this here, which is kind of telling. I love how much the at least in the first season, and it looked like starting in the second season here, we get a lot of references to popular culture, right? Awful lot with The Godfather in the last season and this season. Awful lot with Goodfellas, and I'm sure there are mob movie references like old Jimmy Cagney movies and stuff that I'm completely missing. Old Frank Sinatra mob movies that are just kind of outside my area of expertise. That there's probably some Easter eggs that are just clearing my head. But otherwise, man, this was a really good intro. I love the montage at the beginning to kind of get a state of affairs for everybody. Again, I don't know what the time jump has been like. I don't think it's been huge. Their mother's still in the hospital. She's recovering. She's been diagnosed. She's doing better. I don't know how long Big P's been gone. Can't say it on YouTube, guys. Probably, but I don't know. Moving forward, I think we're gonna have to kind of see how Janice pushes Tony. I think Tony does, on some level, have to reconnect with his mother, even very begrudgingly. And I think Janice is scheming. That's going to be part of it, right? She's going to force the issue for as much as she can, not to help her mom, not to help Tony, but for her own self gain, to the point where Tony has to engage with his mother. So before the show, I was wondering if there's any path forward. I think the path forward is a really malintended Janice, but we shall see. See you on the next one, guys.